Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today we are doing the Week 11 NFL picks. We're halfway through the rest of the NFL, and it's been a crazy season already. But we're going to get right into this. The bye week teams, I'm not sure if you can really see it up there, but you can see Atlanta's logo. I don't know what happened. I think the file corrupted or something. But the bye week teams, I'll just name them, is the Falcons, the Colts, the Patriots, and the Saints. Are the bye week teams, and the teams we're not talking about this week. But now we're going to get into this, and starting off with Thursday night football, you got the Bengals at the Ravens. The Bengals, they lost to Houston, and Joe Burrow threw some costly turnovers. But still could have won the game. But Tyler Boyd dropped that touchdown pass, or Cam Taylor-Britt didn't get in the end zone. And yeah, kind of a messy game. We just need to play 4 freaking quarters. Honestly, the Bengals really need to play 4 freaking quarters of football. They cannot just play just the second half and not the first half. They need to play the first half of football right in order to win games. But we had no T. Higgins. And we do have good news coming back. We have some news coming back. I don't know if T. Higgins is going to play or not. He didn't practice again. Or at least Tuesday. He did not practice again. Maybe he can come back. I'm not sure. I think the odds of that happening are low. No, I don't think T. Higgins is going to come back for this game. Trey Hendrickson coming back after a really scary injury, but he's not 100%, so he's playing hurt basically. But and then the Ravens, though, I am saying this, though. The Ravens, they lost to Cleveland, and yeah, they had me in the first half. I thought they were gonna really beat the crap out of the Browns. They were up like 17-0, and then ended up losing 33-31. Like, that's pretty bad from your defense. But Lamar Jackson turned the ball over a lot, so I can smell this game from a mile away. Usually these types of games, you see a defensive battle, and just because without T. Higgins and a hurt Trey Hendrickson, I like the Bengals here, even with them hurt. I got them winning 24-13 because these two teams like to have close games. Well, the Bengals like to dominate the Ravens, but they had a close game. Last few games were close games, so it's going to be another one, but it's going to be this time 2-score game, just like last time. I think the Bengals will get it done here. I think the defense is still going to be fine. I think they're going to slow down Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson will probably have 1 passing touchdown, maybe even 2. But I'm not sure. Maybe this could be a scenario where it's 24-14, but I'm going to say 13. I'm going to say Lamar Jackson has 1 passing touchdown. He's pretty low on passing touchdowns, so yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals 24-13. And now the next game. This is just what is the point of this? I mean, you're going to have either one of these teams are going to be 7-3, and neither of their offenses have been doing crap. Well, the Browns are just weird, and the Steelers' offense just sucks. But for the Steelers, they played an actual okay first half, and then the second half just crapped the bed. And still got the win. Their defense is really carrying them to these wins. They just had enough from the Packers. They got the win. But for the Browns, we just heard some really disturbing news for them again. They just lost Deshaun Watson. That is another big injury. They are not with their running back or quarterback. It looks like P.J. Walker or Dorian Thompson Jr. or Dorian Thompson will play. Either one of those two. either way, I see the Steelers winning. I think they have the better shot at winning this game just because with the quarterback injuries, it's just not all fun and games. The Browns are just a weird team. Somehow they could still win. They can win this game and somehow maybe even go in the postseason with the hurt quarterbacks and stuff. That'd just be an odd scenario. But I am going to give it to the Steelers. The Steelers do have a tougher schedule. They need to win this game. They'll probably be 9-8, honestly. I think they're going to start losing some games after this. And yeah, I'm going to give it to the Steelers here. I'm going to say 19-16. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I do like Jerome Ford, though, on the Browns, so there's that. Next up, you got the Raiders heading to Miami. The Raiders, hey, Kevin O'Connell looked good. Or Aiden O'Connell, not Kevin, oops. Aiden O'Connell looked good. And Josh Jacobs had a nice night. Other than that, their defense really played well. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Raiders. They got that game won. The Dolphins, on the other hand, they had a bye week, and they just still can't figure out how to beat a good team. They know how to demolish these bad teams, but they don't know how to beat a good team. They've lost to Kansas City. They've got destroyed by Buffalo. And it's just a weird scenario. So I am going to take Miami to win this game, though. They'll get it done. They got Devin Achane coming back. And that team is just going to be back to putting up 50 to 40 points on these teams. But I got the Dolphins winning 34-17. It sounds fair enough. I mean, I just don't know what to say about the Raiders. I mean, just be happy that Josh McDaniels is not on that team anymore. And yeah, your season's been a good season. The Bears and the Lions is the next game. The Bears heading to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. The Bears won the ugly primetime game. Yeah, that was just ugly. I mean, but they got Justin Fields coming back. I think it's good. I think he's been practicing, so I think he'll be coming back. I don't think it's going to be Tyson Badgett again. Badgett, I don't know his name. And the Lions, well, their defense thought it was on a bye week. So, but they won at a shootout with the Chargers. And I think they're gonna get this game won by like 1 point. If Justin Fields plays, it's gonna be a fun game. So I am gonna take the Lions here by 1 point. I got this 26-27. If Justin Fields plays, he'll put on a performance. But if he doesn't, I'll say 27-10. Next game you got is the Titans at the Jaguars. The Titans, yeah, they just didn't do nothing. They have done nothing that game. They literally, that was it. Only 6 points, and then all the rest of that was it. But the Jaguars, yeah, their offensive line just up and down. Their offense and their offensive line has just been up and down the season. Their defense has been consistent, but their offense, I mean, the turnovers. Either it's turnovers, Calvin Ridley not getting involved in games, the offensive line is bad. That was just a combination of all of them against the Niners. And yeah, things ain't looking good for the Jaguars, although they still have a good record. I am going to take the Jaguars to bounce back here. You know, a little bit of a closer game. I got them winning 31-21. I think the Titans bounce back from having that terrible performance, and they're going to perform better against the Jaguars, but I don't think they're going to beat the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are going to perform better than what they did last week. So I'll take Jaguars 31-21. And then the next game you got is the Chargers at the Packers. The Chargers, their defense also thought it was on a bye week. But Justin Herbert looked phenomenal. They still couldn't get the win. They lost in a shootout with the Lions, and it's pretty sad. Now they're gonna head to Lambeau in a cold environment, and I don't know. Also, you guys hear anything in the background? It's probably my sister. But then the Packers, the Packers are the Packers. I mean, Jordan Love had some flashes against the Steelers, where he looked really good, but I don't think it was really the offense's fault this time. A.J. Dillon had an okay game, I think. But the defense is just, ugh. Their defense has been weird. They're getting Jair and Rashawn Gary, I think, back. That's going to improve that defense. So, therefore, I think it's going to be a closer game, but I think the Chargers are going to win. They're going to come back to 500, but not be above 500, which is funny. So, I am going to take the Chargers here 23-17. I mean, different type of game. Why not? Chargers win it 23-17. Next, you got the Cardinals heading to Houston. The Cardinals got Kyler Murray back, and they beat. They won. That's all that matters. They won. Beating the Atlanta Falcons. And I don't think the Cardinals are all that bad. It's just they got Kyler Murray back. Now they're going to win football games. Meanwhile, the Texans, they just knocked off the Cincinnati Bengals out in Cincy. And C.J. Stroud, man, give him the MVP and the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wouldn't that just be crazy? He just keeps on putting up numbers and having phenomenal games. It's amazing to see. Also, Devin Singletary had himself a phenomenal game. And the Texans' defense got after Joe Burrow a little bit, so I'm going to take the Texans here. I don't know if the Cardinals will be able to contain them. I am going to take them 24-14. I like that Texans defense right now. I think Will Anderson will have a game. And, yeah. I'll take the Texans. Next up, you got the Cowboys heading to Carolina. The Cowboys, they basically boosted their stats against a non-existent Giants team. It's sad. But the Cowboys, you know, they're looking phenomenal. Prescott's looking good. Everybody's looking good. Tony Pollard's just a man that just runs the ball and gets yards, I guess. And for the Panthers, yeah, it's just all falling apart in Carolina. Whether it's Bryce Young turning the ball over or having struggles, offensive line being bad, receivers not getting the ball, it's just insane. So I am going to take the Cowboys, but probably I'm going to take them in a closer game. You know, Panthers like to keep these weird games a little close, so I'm going to take it 28-20. Cowboys win, and they get to boost more stats, I guess. Next up, you got the Giants at Commanders. Giants, they still don't know how to score touchdowns. Meanwhile, there's not much to say about the Giants, guys. I don't really want to talk much about them. It's sad. I mean, Giants fans are they're non-existent anymore. Meanwhile, the Commanders, Sam Howell's looking phenomenal. He might be the franchise runner of that team. And I can't wait till man gets an offensive line. After this season, they're probably going to be maybe a contender for the NFC East, you could say. But I am going to take the Commanders here. I just don't like... I mean, the Giants are just the Giants at this point. Season-ending injuries. Their defense has played okay, though, I guess. But not against the Cowboys, at least. But any other team, they played okay. I mean, it's just sad. I mean, DeVito is not the guy. And, yeah, I am going to take the Commanders 10-24. I mean, Giants like to have these weird games here. So, yeah. Commanders win 24-10. Meanwhile, you got the Buccaneers going to San Francisco to take on the Niners. The Buccaneers, they're a team, I guess. They got the win over the Titans. I mean, Baker Mayfield had some moments down there. They got the win. Not really much to say about them. Their defense played good. But for the 49ers, they snapped their 3-game losing streak and looked to be pounding again and looked to be a contender again. Their defense showed up. Their offense showed up. Their O-line showed up. Everything showed up. Special teams showed up. Everything. So everything went well for the 49ers. They had a perfect week. Let's see if they can continue doing that. I'm gonna take the 49ers 27-14. I mean, I don't know what the Buccaneers are doing at this point. I mean, Baker Mayfield's trying, but they're just inconsistent. So I am gonna take the Niners 27-14. Next, you got the Jets at the Bills. The Jets, they played okay, but their O-line is just trash. I mean, they need a new O-line. If they give Zach Wilson O-line, that'd be just nice, but they also have some news that Aaron Rodgers probably will be coming back near Thanksgiving, which will be desperately needed. But the O-line again is trash. Zach Wilson ain't bad. I mean, it's that O-line. I think they really need to fix that O-line. They need to stop calling him bad. I mean, he makes a lot of bad decisions, but he also makes some flashes of what he can do and what Aaron Rodgers has taught him. So, I like their defense, though. That's good. But the Buffalo Bills, oh my goodness, what a night that was, guys. What a night that was. That was just pure insane. You allow the Broncos to get in field goal range, get a pass interference call, let them have a pass interference call. They're gonna kick the game winner. They miss it, 12 men on the field, then they get it. I mean, the Bills at this point is just weird. They fired Dorsey, and hopefully they're hoping that he was the problem. And I swear if the Buffalo Bills come out here and just score 41 points on the Jets, they're just going to be inconsistent again after this. But I am going to take the Bills to win 31-17. They're not going to go 5-6. I can't see it. They might miss the playoffs, though. Watch out for that. If the Jets do end up beating the Bills again, though, I think their season's over. Next, you got the Seahawks and the Rams. The Seahawks, a little bit of a close game with the Commanders. And they've been really weird lately. I mean, they've been inconsistent on offense a lot. And they have so much talent in the offense. I think it's Geno Smith. I don't think he's the guy, but I just don't know about that offense, guys. I don't know. And for the Rams, they enjoyed a bye week, I guess. They might get Stafford back. I think they are going to get Stafford back. So that's good. I mean, other than that, that team is just falling apart. But I will say, if they get Stafford back, actually, I think they are. So, I'm going to go with an upset here. Upset of the week. The Rams beat the Seahawks, everybody. The Rams, I think, sweep the Seahawks in overtime. I got the Rams winning 24-27 in overtime. And they're going to sweep. And they're going to go 4-6 with Stafford. Yeah. Hot take. Next, you got the... Oh, God. This is going to be a tough matchup to predict. You got the Vikings and the Broncos. The Vikings... I mean, Josh Dobbs is the astronaut. Or whatever they call him. I don't know. He's good. I think he's a good quarterback. He just does not have his chance. He's been traded to like 4,000 million teams by now. And he's finally getting a chance. I mean, he's looked good past games. Josh Dobbs, I don't know if he is the guy. He's a little bit twitchy with me. I like Josh Dobbs, though, personally. And maybe he is the Minnesota's guy that they've been looking for. I don't know. If he keeps playing like this, I think he might be the starter for next year. He might be that sneaky quarterback that everyone gets once in a while. And for the Broncos, yeah, they beat the Bills. I mean, I don't know what the Broncos... The thing with the Broncos is they still haven't really did much on offense. it's really the defense that won them that game, but the offense has did some things, okay? Javonte Williams had a nice game. Russell Wilson was throwing some. I don't know. He just kept checking it down most of that game, but they still got the win. I don't know. I am going to take Minnesota to win 21-17. I think the Broncos defense keep it close, but I also think Josh Dobbs is good. After this Broncos, they're going to have a nice little schedule of games, and I think they're going to win some, but I think the Minnesota Vikings just somehow keep on winning. You know, they're like last year's Vikings, but I don't think Josh Dobbs is I don't know what to say. Honestly, I'm just going to take the Vikings 21-17. And now we got the Super Bowl rematch for Monday Night Football. We got some nice primetime games for this week. Finally, my goodness. What is this, 3 in a row? Man, we got 3 for 3 on good primetime games. Broncos and Vikings ain't bad. Shoot. Bengals Ravens is good. And now we got the Super Bowl rematch for Monday Night Football. Thank you. Lord, we get a good week of primetime, but we got the Eagles heading to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. And oh boy, do I got an upset here. I mean, you can see either way, but... Well, let's talk about the teams first. The Eagles, they had a nice bye week. And they got lucky against the Cowboys before that. And the Eagles are an up and down team. They can be inconsistent. They can be consistent. I mean, it's just a weird thing. The record's still good. And for the Chiefs, they're another inconsistent, consistent, good record team. It's just, it's the receivers, I don't know what's going on there, honestly. I mean, the Eagles can get after Mahomes. The Chiefs can do things. I don't know. I don't know much to say about the Chiefs. Maybe they're like the Vikings from last year, to be honest. That's a hot take. But I don't think it is. I think the Chiefs are going to be fine. But I do have this upset. I can smell it, guys. I can smell it from a mile away. The Eagles are going to dominate the Chiefs. This is going to be the Eagles winning 35-14. I can already smell it. Huge upsets, huge everything. And yeah. I got the Eagles winning by a ton. Let's see if that prediction's good. Anyways, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.